Hello everyone and welcome to another video right here on the YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be going through the current top 100 AFL paid players list. This is what's been reported by the Herald Sun. I'm going to go through each and every single name. I'm going to nitpick it all, give my thoughts on some of those guys that are ranked too high, ranked too low, potentially some names not there, or that, that how some of the names that are there that definitely shouldn't be there. We'll go through that right now. But just first off, remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that like button. We'll aim for at least 20 likes for this video. It costs absolutely nothing. It's free, so please go smash the like button and smash the sub button. We're well over 2,240 subs. We're just over that. We really appreciate you all. Keep smashing that like button and subscribe. Get your mates on board. So once I hit 3K, there'll be a real big giveaway. I ain't just pretending, I mean it. There will be a big giveaway at 3K subscribers. So get your mates on board to subscribe, and the big prize will be announced once we hit 3K and how you could win it. And trust me when I say that, I ain't bullshitting. Now, today on the channel, as I said, we go through the top 100 AFL paid players in the competition. And it's a shocking list, some of the names on there and where they're positioned, but let's go through it, shall we? Now, as you can see there on the screen, if you can't read it, zoom in, it's clear, so you might have to zoom in if you haven't got the best eyesight. But the 100th most highest paid player is Buddy Franklin. Now, probably going, oh, well, he's been on 1 million for so long. Yeah, well, now he was on the 1 year deal, hence why he's so low. But obviously, going off that list, you would say the players that are around this list are on at least $700,000, considering some of the names above. So, and even the ones just recently above. So essentially, what this top 100 is saying, that all these players are at least over $700,000 per year or more. So at 100, you got Buddy Franklin. Well, not really surprised. I thought it would be higher still, but here we are. In 99th, Saints, Jack Sinclair. I mean, Sinks deserves to be paid a lot more than some of the players here. In 98th, you got Dan McStay. 97, Riley O'Brien. 96, Adam Sard. 95, Rory Sloane. Number 94, Jade Gresham or Sainer. That's fair enough. Brad Crouch. 93, Sainer. Fair enough. 92, Nick Loston. That's an interesting one to be in the top 100, I would think. Jack Lukosius at 91. Scott Lycett at 90. That's a big shock. Jack Viney at 89. Shai Bolton at 88. Taylor Adams at 87. Angus Brayshaw at 86. Griffin Logan at 85. I thought he'd be high considering the big deal he got at North Melbourne. 84 for David Swallow. That's a real surprise, actually, he's on that much now, at least. At 83 is Patrick Dangerfield. I find that, just quickly, a real shock that Dangerfield's only at 83. That is a real shock, but we'll continue now the list. That's the first big shock of the evening. 82 for Jake Lever. Again, a bit surprised. Stephen May, 81. Tom Stewart at 80. Gee, the talk of the Geelong salary cap, and I would say that'd be one that's very sus with how much they're paying players. I'm not sure I can buy that they're that low. That's unbelievable. 79, at 80, you got Tom Stewart. 79, Carl Amon. 78, Josh Dunkley. That's another big shock. How is that low? Is that, in general, I don't know why he's that low, and I don't really believe that he should be in a lot more than that. Well, then again, that must just show how many players in the comp are overpaid. Braden Maynard, 77. Surprised to some degree, he's a great player, but I'm surprised he's getting paid that much. Jack Crisp, again, same boat as Maynard at 76. At 75, Dion Prestia. Yeah, a bit of a surprise there. 74, Sean Darcy, I thought he'd be higher. Caleb Sarong, 73. Not a real surprise he's that low. He's a great young player, but he's only younger. So he'll probably get more of an increase over time. Luke Ryan, 72. Just surprised he's not. That's about right. 71, Luke Parker. So not really surprised now, at least. Rowan Marshall, the Sainer, at number 70. Michael Walters at 69. That high for Michael Walters still. But obviously now he's got a 2-year deal only a couple of weeks ago. So this next offer will be obviously far less, but that's a real surprise that he's that high on the list, even then, when he's getting his main contract. 68, Jordan Dawson. I'm surprised that's not much higher. Tom McCartan at 67. I don't know why he's in the top 100. Connor Rozee at 66. Gee, he's getting underpaid then. But in saying that, as I said, a lot of these players must be over 700,000 or more. I'd maybe understand 600, but no, I'm not going any lower than that for the top 100 because I don't think Buddy's under 600K at all. So hence why if he's 100, then the rest are above on that or above that. At 65, Caleb Daniel. 64, Bailey Dale. 63, Jai Simpkin. 62, Charlie Curnow. That's a bit of a surprise that Charlie's that low. I really thought he'd been a lot higher than that, considering a lot of the players on big deals with the Carlton. But then again, he'd still be on at least 700. That's still a lot in general. 61, Darcy Parish. Gee, if he's getting that at Essendon, then he's going to go to another club. He might shoot in the top 20. It'll be interesting one. Harris Andrews at pick 60. Hugh McCluggage at 59. Charlie Cameron at 58. So 3 lines, probably within the vicinity of 6 to 750,000. And Dunkley obviously was on far behind as well. My man Witsy at 57. Isaac Rankin at 56 again. No real surprise. He'd probably be bunching that 700 range. Jack McRae at 55. The inaugural Screw's Medal winner. Surprisingly not higher. Oscar Allen at 54. Not a surprise. Their future key forward and their future captain. So that's not a surprise. 53, Tom Barrass. You're going to see a few more Eagles feature in this list shortly. So they're not the only ones you'll hear from. Oscar Allen and Tom Barrass at 53. Cal Mills at 52. Chad Wingard at 51. Really? Hawks. Got some good young players. Chad Wingard on that much. I know this is probably the deal he got when he got there. But he was never that good to begin with. He's a player that won every 5 games. A bit like Jake Stringer. Overrated. Now, we go to the top 50. So pay your attention to the left-hand side of your screen if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, this is exactly why I'm reading them out for you all so you can hear them because obviously you can't see it. At number 50, it's Jack Darling. Boy, oh boy, wowie. I don't know when he last signed an extension, but unless it was straight after that grand final, yeah. I don't understand how he could be anywhere near this category, honestly. Pretty embarrassing. Elliot Yeo at 49, another Eagle. Let's talk about overpaying players. That's another Eagle in the mix. It's like Carlton overpaying players. At 48, you got Hopper. 48. And then the next one at 47 is Tim Taranto. Now, we all know for a fact they were both getting roughly $750,000 were Hopper and Taranto. At least 750. So let's use the ballpark here of 750. So essentially everyone in the top 50 here is being paid currently, in their current most recent contract that they signed, $750,000 or more. It's about 50 players in the comp. That is a concern how that many people are being paid that much, honestly. At 46, Zach Williams. Again, someone on about 750 to 800. It was a bad move when it happened, and I never liked it to begin with. Again, a bit like Stringer and the other name I mentioned before. Completely Wingard, overrated. 45, Harry Mackay. I'm surprised he's that low, but that's another Carlton player at 750 plus. Bit of surprise. He's a future star key defender. Is Sam Tell at 44. The Giants. Harry Himmelberg at 43. Will he be there next year? So it looks like another club that he joins will have to offer up 750 at minimum. Whether you think he's worth it or not, it's a different story, but it looks like you'll have to offer at least that to convince him to leave. At 42, probably one of the biggest surprises, Max Gawn at 42. That's a real surprise he's that low on the list, if I'm being brutally honest. Then again, there's some more Melbourne players that feature at the top as well. Where are we now? 41, Joe Danaher, another Brisbane player. At 40, the Bulldogs features Tim English. 39, Luke Jackson. So he's getting paid over 750. A bit interesting there to be that high in the list. Shows how much Freo paid. Well, they sold the farm draft pick wise and obviously with money as well to secure Luke Jackson. So the Eagles are probably lucky in a way in terms of salary cap wise because they've got so many players in this top 100 and you would have had another one at 750. I don't know if they could even afford that. And that's, again, not the only Eagles to come in this bloody list. So in 38th place is Dylan Shield. Again, highly overpaid, but he was playing better when they got him. 37, all hail the king, Max King. well deserved. I'm surprised he's not higher on this list, though, if I'm being brutally honest. If he's on about 750 to 800, I'm surprised there's not more. And his next contract extension, whenever that will be, I'm sure it'll be close to $1 million. In 36th place, the most underrated young player in the competition, Andy Brayshaw for me. Sorry, the best young player in the competition, along with Max King, is Andy Brayshaw. Best young mid by far. Too good. Contested beast. 36, I'm surprised he's that low. In the end of his career, he could be top 20. 35, my man Rory Laird. At least he's getting at least 750 because he deserves at least that. Now, there's another Eagle, Andrew Gaff at 34. Again, we know when he's on the big 7-year deal. So it's not a huge surprise. I know his form this year hasn't been good. But remember, keep in mind, this is from his long-term contract, so that's not a surprise. But just adding another name to the mix of big money. The Eagles, pick 33. Number 33, Ollie Wines, Brownlow medalist. Recently signed a contract extension with him in the last few years. So that's not a real surprise. 32, all hail the king, Ben King from the Gold Coast Suns. Not a surprise, had an ambassador deals and that. I don't know if that's included, but I know he got a huge increase from his rookie to next contract to the next. So that's not a real surprise that Benny King is there. 31, Mitch McGovern. Yep. We know it's true. We know it's legit, but how they've stuffed that up, Carlton, is just laughable, really. Now, another Carlton player, different circumstance, Sam Walsh at 30. Not a surprise. Number 1 draft pick. Their best mid with Cripps and Chera, so it's not a real surprise. Jacob Wettering, another blue at 20 on G. As I said, Carlton and West Coast are dominating this pay list, and that's not a good thing. A lot of highly overpaid players from both these clubs. Weathering's solid, but I don't know if you would pay 800 or more. That's a bit over the top, if you ask me. Jordan De Goey at 28. Well, I mean, St Kilda had a big offer. Obviously, he got more at Collingwood, and that's not a surprise. I'm surprised he's not actually a bit higher. At 27, it's Zach Merritt. Not a real surprise. 26, the man of steel, Jack Steele. Again, not a real surprise. Top 5 in the Brownlow a couple of years ago. Being an ultra consistent player for the Saints over his Saints career. And he's the captain, so it's not a surprise. Now, the top 25. 25 is Dane Rampy. Not a huge shock. 24, Aaron Norton. Not a shock. 23, Tuke Miller, the Suns co-captain. Not a surprise. 22, Josh Kelly from the Giants. Not a surprise. Lachie Neale at 21 from the Lions. Not a surprise. 20 from the Pies is Brodie Grundy, which is technically being paid by Collingwood, the majority of that. So really, Melbourne, you can't really say technically paying that big chunk of that. How they got away with that, I don't know. Yeah. Now at 19, it's Adam Treloar. Not a real shock. Now at 18, Brad Hill. Yep. He's on this list, the most paid St Kilda player. When that deal happened, it was a good move. The money, well, whatever, but the deal was warranted in terms of the 5-year deal he got, 6-year deal. And he hasn't lived up to that. But unfortunately, we have to suck it up. He's serviceable, but for the money he's been paid, the years he got, you can't be just serviceable. You got to be elite, which he hasn't. He's had patches, but he's had bad patches as well, including some of those bad patches this year. His ball use is meant to be his biggest asset, and he hasn't really shown that. At 17, it's Isaac Heaney. Not a real shock. A lot of clubs tried to get him recently, and he signed on a big 5-6-year deal. Even though I don't like long-term deals, but here we are. That's Heaney at 17. At 16, it's the Hawks skipper, James Sicily, not a surprise. 15 for the Giants, Nick Haynes. Not a real surprise, to be honest. All-Australian defender. Been injured a bit within the last year, so he's their best key position defender the last 6 years or so. Another Giant at 14, Lachie Whitfield, again, not a real surprise. Another Giant at 13, Toby Green. Not a real surprise. Another Giant at 12, so they feature heavily along with Carlton and West Coast. Stephen Coniglio at 12. Not a real surprise as well. Now at 11, it's Paddy Cripps, the Brownlow medalist from recent years. Not a real surprise, I suppose. Now the top 10. Comment below, guys, what do you think of this list? What you wouldn't have there, who you would have in that's not there in the top 100, players that you're surprised that are in there. So the top 10, let's go through the top 10 one by one. In 10th place, it's Darcy Moore. Collingwood captain, elite key defender, intercept defender. Not a real surprise. And number 9, it's Tom Lynch. I mean, what can you say? He's a key forward, dime a dozen, they say. Got him from the Gold Coast, needed off a big deal, and they did. And obviously that's the deal he's on now. At 8, like this one, Geelong, Jeremy Cameron for Geelong, same deal as Tom Lynch. And number 7, you've got Christian Petrarca. Not a real surprise. Melbourne haven't featured too much in this list besides Grundy and Gawn in the 40s, which is a surprise. But that's where Petrarca is. And another demon at number 6 is Clayton Oliver. Not a real surprise. They're both around the $1 million a year. And number 5 from the Bulldogs, Marcus Bontempelli. Not a real surprise, but here we are. Now, here we go. This is where it gets a bit more confusing. From 4th to 2nd, and 1st to a degree. In 4th, the 4th most highest paid player in the competition is Tim Kelly. Now, I wonder he really, really wanted to leave Geelong. Really. Number 3, Jeremy McGovern. One of those injury-prone players. That's why the Eagles probably get criticised with their list management decisions. So go check it out on Keep Scripts when I talk about that from last night. But yeah, Jeremy McGovern at number 3. It's an issue for the Eagles, and they need to get him off that contract stat. At least of that money. He's got to take a pay cut. Do what Dan Hanbury did in his last year at the Saints. Number 2, it's Nat Fyfe. Now, this Nat Fyfe just signed a 2-year extension this year, only within the last few weeks. So that wouldn't be that contract. Obviously, this would be his Brownlow year type contract that he got before this extension this year. Regardless, that's still pretty damn high. And at number 1 on the list is Dustin Martin. 1.4 million, I think Caro said a while back it was per year. It's not a real surprise, but yeah, it is what it is. And if another club was to take him, they'd have to pay a lot. Now, going through, there's the final list. We'll get one more look at it. Some of the biggest surprises for me in this list, I would say, was Fyfe, McGovern, and Kelly being 2, 3, and 4 respectively. It would be that a bulk of the Carlton, West Coast, and Giants players are in this top 100 list. It was that Max King was only at 37. That Sam Taylor at 44. Zach Williams at 46. We understand. We know that. But it shouldn't be that. Same with Yo and Darling at 49 and 50. And same at Hopper at 48. Chad Wingate at 51 is just laughable. Then we go Charlie Cameron's at 58. Surprised he's that's about right, I suppose. Tom McCartan in the top 100, I was a bit surprised by. 67. Surprised Connor Rosie's only at 66. And he's 7 spots ahead of Caleb Sarong. Bit of a surprise as well, to a degree. Then we go to Braden Maynard at 77. Bit of surprise he's in the top 100. Carl Amon at 79. It's not a huge shock. The Hawk, form of power, and Saints were chasing him hard for a long-term 5-year deal, about $750, which is what he's got at Hawthorn, who offered a bit more on the Saints. And then Scott Lycett at 90 was also another surprise, and probably one of the biggest surprises that Buddy Franklin was at 100, and Jack Sinclair, obviously, too, at 99. He should be in the top 30. Jack Sinclair with his silky skills. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. What other type of videos would you like to see up on the channel? I also got my match day vlogs, interviews, goal kicking challenges, regular episodes, videos like this. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hope you enjoy this content. Smash the like button. Until the next video, take care and smash the sub button. Thank you all, and go you mighty Saints and West Coast Carlton and Giants. You got to fix your pay packets for some of these players in particular. Thank you. Go Saints.